Hi there, my beautiful friends, and welcome to my very first YouTube yoga class. I'm so grateful that you're here. My name is Julia, and I'll be guiding you through your 20-minute upper body stretch and flow with a sound bath meditation at the very end. I'm in the beautiful Cape Town, South Africa, filming in Kirstenbosch Gardens, and I hope you can feel the beauty of this place radiating from the screen. Let's find our way to our mat and begin. I'm starting in the middle of my mat so that way I can face you, but feel free to start at the back of your mat. Once you're there, let's reach our hands up towards the sky. Reach on our inhale, tilting our chin slightly up. And on our exhale, let's guide our hands to prayer at our third eye, folding ourselves over. And then once we reach the bottom, inhale, reaching our hands back up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to third eye. And again, inhale, deep breath. And exhale, hands to third eye. Let's place our hands on our thighs, face up, to get all of the energy from the outside world flowing into our being, settling into our bodies here. And on your next inhale, let's place our hands on our shoulders and roll them up, back, and down, making little circles with our elbows. Now let's reverse those circles, going the opposite way. Relaxing your gaze here, even closing your eyes. Last one. And then dropping our hands beside us, maybe giving ourselves a little wiggle. Now let's roll out our heads and necks. Left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, and then right ear to right shoulder. Back and forth. Slowly. And on the next one, let's tilt our heads up and back, really opening the fronts of our necks, maybe feeling an intense stretch in our jawline. And after two of those, let's reverse and go the other way. Beautiful. Placing our left palm on the ground, reaching our right arm overhead, opening up in that side body, staying grounded in your seat bones. Try not to collapse too far forward and turn your gaze towards the sky. Coming back to center, and then to the other side. Reaching that left hand over, opening up in that side body. Deep breaths in so that way we can feel our side bodies expand and our ribs expand. Coming back to center, and then one more time on the left. Ensuring that left shoulder isn't creeping up towards our ears, but it's drawn back and down. Coming back to center, reaching both arms up towards the sky, hands to third eye, and then heading over for the last stretch on the right side. Back to center. Reaching those arms towards the sky on our inhale, and then exhale, hands to heart. I'm now just making my way to the back of my mat, but you were probably already there. So let's just fold down to a child's pose. You can either keep your knees together or spread them out wide. Just ensure your toes or your ankles aren't crossing over each other. Let's bring our hands to prayer, bend our elbows, and bring our thumbs towards our necks. If a 90-degree angle is enough for you, then that's totally okay. No need to bring your hands past that. Relax your head onto the mat. Bringing the hands back to the mat, and then waving ourselves forward into an all-four position through our cat to our cow, really dropping our sit bones back down to our ankles almost. Inhale in your cow and exhaling in your cat. Last one, and then come up to a plank position. Turning ourselves into a side plank on our right arm, reaching our left hand and our left foot up, and then dropping that left foot back behind us, dropping that right hip, closing ourselves off, and then opening ourselves into our wild things. Just flowing here. Last one, and then come back to our plank position. Now let's find ourselves doing the same thing on the opposite side, lifting our right hands and right foots towards the sky, and then dropping that right foot back behind us, dropping the left hip towards the ground before opening into our wild things. Keep flowing. Connecting with our inner dancer in this pose, moving as gracefully as we can. Last one, and then back to our plank position. Dropping ourselves down to a chaturanga, and then knees, chest, chin, or in this case, forehead. Turning our left ear towards the ground. Tenting your fingertips right beside the mat. And then flowing our chests and our heads up on our inhale and down on our exhale. It may take a couple flows to straighten those elbows fully, but that's okay. Just keep flowing. You may want to drop one shoulder down towards the ground first, and then flowing up and dropping the other. Just do what feels best for your body here. Really tilting that chin up towards the sky, opening that chest. Last one, and back to the mat. Settling in before interlacing our fingers behind our backs. Preparing for our modified bow pose. Let's just warm up our shoulders here by lifting our hands off of our bums. Lift, 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 and dropping them back down. Lifting our fist up and then dropping it back down. And on this one, on our inhale, let's lift our shoulders, our chests, our heads, our fists, and then drop it back down. Again, on the inhale, lift our front bodies and drop it back down. One more time, lift and drop. Now let's prepare ourselves to also lift our feet, our shins, our knees, and our thighs off the mat, reaching everything up, 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 and then relax. One more time on that inhale, lifting everything off the mat, pulling those shoulders back, softening our gaze, and then relax down to the mat. Release our hands and then tent them beside the mat once again, and let's just flow our upper body up and down. Beautiful. Coming back to the mat, reaching the left arm out parallel with our shoulder, turning to face the right, and then lifting that right foot up and over, planting the foot behind us. You can either tent the right fingers in front of you for support, or allow the right arm to fall back behind you. Really opening through those left fingers here. This is a deep stretch, so relax the gaze, relax the jaw. Drop the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Beautiful. Now let's come back to the mats and prepare to do the exact same thing on the other side. Planting the right ear towards the mat, placing the right arm out parallel with our shoulders, and then lifting that left leg up and over, planting the foot behind us. Ideally doing the same thing that you did on the first side with the arm as you are on this side. Relax the face. Maybe give yourself a little smile. Remind yourself this is a joyous, feel-good moment. Beautiful. Now let's come back to our mats. Planting the hands beside the shoulders, coming into a low cobra. So just slightly lifting the chest and the head off the mat, and then dropping ourselves back down. Once again, lift and lower. The inhale, lift once again, and lower. And on the next inhale, let's push ourselves back into a child's pose. Now let's find our way up to a seated kneeling position once again. Just taking a few deep breaths here, relaxing into our bodies. Inhale and exhale. Now reaching the hands behind us, interlacing our fingers in the uncomfortable position. Really broadening our shoulders, dropping them back and down. Opening our chest, slightly tilting our chins up towards the sky, and then diving our foreheads towards the mat, reaching our fists up towards the sky, and then waving ourselves back up. Drop it down, and coming back up, exhaling on the way down, and inhaling for power on the way up. If you're feeling very restricted in this movement, then slightly widen your knees. Beautiful. Now release, placing your hands on your thighs. Deep breath in and out. Now let's interlace our fingers behind us once again in the way that does feel comfortable. Again, pulling those shoulders back and down, opening our chests, and then diving our heads back towards the mat, lifting ourselves up, and then diving ourselves back down. Inhaling on the way up, and exhaling on the way down. Last one. Beautiful. Release your hands, and now let's come up to a kneeling position. We're going to find our way into camel. So place your hands on your sacrum. Ensure your knees are right under your hips. Now let's arch our backs, pushing our hips slightly forward, dropping our heads. And on the inhale, come up. If you can advance your camel, then let's come there now by placing our hands on our heels, pushing our hips forward, dropping our heads, broadening those shoulders. However, if the first camel modification was enough for you today, that's totally okay. Keep your hands on your sacrum for support. And on the next inhale, let's come back up. And then make our way down to a seated kneeling position. And then swinging our legs out in front of us, maybe giving our legs a little wiggle before making it down to our Shavasana. Preparing for our bridge position, so let's bend our knees and plant our feet on the mat, hip width distance apart. Your feet should be close to you. Your hands should be able to touch your ankles if you try. And on your exhale, let's lift those hips, engage those glutes. Hands beside you for support. Chin to chest, shoulders slightly rolled back and down. And relax down to the mat once again. Again, lifting those hips, engaging those glutes. And if you can, interlace your fingers in the uncomfortable way behind your back. Really rolling those shoulders back and down. Weight in the heels, not the toes. Lifting from our hips. Relaxing your gaze. Keep lifting. And relax back down to the mat. If a full bridge position is in your practice, then let's make it there now by placing the palms of our hands on the mat beside our ears, fingers turned down towards our shoulders, and then with the strength of our legs and our arms, let's lift ourselves up off the mat. Maybe adjusting your hands or feet once you're there. Relaxing your head down and really stretching into our legs and our backs, ensuring our glutes are still engaged, holding us up here. And on our exhale, let's make it down back to our mats. Taking a moment to roll out the ankles and the wrists here. Before relaxing into our Shavasana. Now let's reach our arms beside our ears, stretching our hands up towards the back of our mats, as if someone's pulling our hands and our feet from opposite directions. And then relax. And then stretch yourself out, engaging all of those muscles, and then relax. Inhale one more time. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And relax on the exhale. Finding one hand to your heart and the other one to your belly. Settling into a relaxed breath once again. Feel free to stay in your relaxed Shavasana for the entire sound bath. If you would like to come up to a seated position, then you can make it there now. During this meditation, I invite you to let go of every thought that comes to your mind. It's not easy, but remember that you are not any of these thoughts. You are the awareness that is aware of these thoughts, but you are not the thought in and of itself. So don't attach yourself. See them and let them go. If one catches your attention, remind yourself that you are not it. It is just a fleeting thought. So let it go. Let's bring some awareness into our toes, our fingers, our feet, our hands, our legs, our arms, our chest, our belly, our face. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so beyond grateful to have you here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and to see you again very soon. From the light in me to the light in you. Namaste.